Hey, Healing Fam. Yes, I'm late. Welcome to Healing Me. I am Me the Messenger, where we are healing me. This is an energy check-in to see what messages come out for us for today. Very, very, very busy day. Amazing day. Amazing day. If you know, you know. All right, so angels, spirit, guides, Holy Spirit, show me the messages that we need to see and the messages I need to say. Thank you. All right, so I'm always asking for what serves our highest good in all areas of life, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Card that came out is focus. So what is this? 14 breaks down to 5. 5 is about changes. So what changes do we need to make that serve our highest good? How can we focus more to what changes can we make to be able to hear spirit, our spiritual side of us, because we're half human, half spirit. So what changes do we need to make in different areas in our life that will allow us to transform into a better version of ourselves, a better way of how we think, since everything is what we think, and that becomes the energy of our characteristics, our beliefs, our actions, okay? So, and that's what manifests on our outside from our non-physical. And so what changes can we make, or that we need to make, that serve our highest good in all of those different areas? And there will be different for all of us, that will allow us to focus and be able to hear clearly our higher self, and to hear our intuition and be guided in all of those areas, right? And of course, the more we are guided by our higher self, by the God part of us, then we're transforming into the best version of ourselves, the highest version of ourselves, the self-mastery that we came here to experience. So this is about controlling your thoughts, thought management, balancing yourself out emotionally and mentally, balancing out your actions. You're able to balance out your actions more, or control your actions more, because they really are a reaction. So, but it all stems from being able to balance yourself, balancing out your energies, balancing out your ego part of yourself, right? Balancing out the ego part of you to surrender to more of the spiritual side of you, right? Another message is coming through about focusing on what's wrong instead of what you want to happen, or focusing on all the things that are right, or focusing on all the things that you do have the ability to change. There's so much good about you and that's around you, and that you can focus on instead of focusing on what you perceive as the negative, right? Or the problem. So it's about choosing what you focus on, is the clear message that it's saying. That you being aware that you are the creator and manager and of your thoughts. Thoughts are things, and deciding what you want to focus on. Do you want to focus on faith or the problem? That's the message. What else, Spirit? Okay, we got 3. Regeneration is 46, breaks down to 10, which is about endings, cycles ending, and new beginnings. What you doing? Getting ice cream? Mm-hmm. Cycles end. He's the birthday boy this weekend too. Cycles ending. When things end, things begin. Right? When doors close, doors have already opened. Okay. But what do we focus on sometimes? Sometimes we focus on that closed door. Sometimes we focus on that thing that needed to leave our life, that old relationship, that breakup, that rejection, that old job. What did they say to me? oh, that argument, whatever. We're holding on to something that we shouldn't hold on, and focusing and giving energy, making whatever that is bigger instead of letting it release and go. That's what regeneration is about. It's about also transmuting energy, right? That we have the power to transmute energy into something that better serves us, right? This is also about where there was not growth, in those areas that we are going to start growing, that we are starting to grow or see the fruits of us starting to grow, us applying the growth, applying the lessons, applying the new thought processes, right? Applying what we focus on. So that's causing cells to regenerate, our thoughts, everything on every level, emotions, thoughts, money, everything to regenerate, to start anew, right? Start anew. There's a new moon this weekend too on the Lionsgate portal. This is definitely time that you can reinvent yourself in any of those areas. How do you do that? You focus on what you want. You write out what you're grateful for if things were perfect to you in that area of life, okay, or that situation. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to know what you want, to ask for what you want, to focus on what you want, right? So when you don't give yourself anything but to focus on the problem, okay? So we're growing in areas that we hadn't grown before. Absolutely. New growth, new ways of thinking, being, new ways of making money, new ways of viewing money, new ways of being more connected to your divine rights here, to where then it starts to trickle over into our everyday experience in life, okay? Beautiful. Exchanging gifts. 27 breaks down to 9. Another thing about, so this was about new beginnings and cycles ending, and new beginnings starting in our lives, new cycles starting in our lives in those areas where we're growing. So things are getting better in those areas. 9 is about the things that we learned and how they came to an end, and what we learned about it, and that we're ready to move forward, right? So the 9 came, and then the 10, right? So in the 9, in the changing and learning the lesson, it's about exchanging gifts, right? So we started to learn how to give and to receive, right? We started to see the gift inside. We started to focus, right? More on what's right, more on what we have that's unique about us to show up in this experience for life, to give to others, right? That we are realizing that you are unique and that you are half spirit and half human, and you are here to uniquely only do what you can do, right? Nobody can read like I can. Nobody can write songs like I can. Nobody can perform like I can. Only I can do that, and only you can uniquely do what you were created to do. And the world needs that for us to bounce off of each other, because there's something that they need from you, and then just like there's something that you need from me, right? And we need each other. And the exchanging of our knowing that everything is connected, right? There is an infinite spirit in all living, right? And seeing the beauty in all that has allowed us to start seeing the more beauty in us, right? Stop being so self-critical, always finding something wrong with us. That's also when we stop looking at the problem, when we start to focus on what we want, which is either faith or fear, right? You can either focus on giving energy more to the problem or the issue, which only makes it bigger, or you can focus on faith, what you want, because that's about transmuting energy, right? Regeneration, making things what you want them to be. Call it out what you want. Believe it. But if you don't believe it, it cannot come. But everything you believe must come, right? Everybody that I know, or people that I know that worry about getting sick, they get sick. People that speak health over them and believe in their health, they don't get sick, right? So that's what that is. So that's what has allowed us to start growing, is starting to see the beauty in ourselves unconditionally and in others, right? Starting to see our gifts, right? starting to see ourselves more unconditionally, starting to see ourselves more from the divine that looks back at you in the mirror instead of something that's wrong that society has taught us, right? And so when we started to love on ourselves more, then we can appreciate others more, and the vibration of divine love just starts flowing more. And then what? Places that were stagnant or dead in us start to grow, right? That's how it works, okay? You focus on life, you focus on faith, you focus on what you want, you focus on positive, then that breeds more of that. When you focus on negative, guess what? That breeds more of that. And that's why we have the choice to focus on what we want, okay? Chop wood. That's right. 42 is about 6, about moving forward. So in order, and remember 5, right, was about changes. So what changes did we need to make mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually and financially, or how we view those things in our lives, in those areas in our lives, in order to bring about the new growth in those areas, right? And it's asking, that's because we got rid of some stuff, right? So we realized the changes and we started making those changes, and we started, sorry, I just got a call. We started cleaning up the things that we needed to clean up in those areas, which is why those areas are now new beginnings, and things are starting to grow in different areas. Now we're learning to expand. Now we're a higher level of living, right? Because we're getting rid of the things that no longer serve us, right? In all of those areas. Now we're learning not to beat ourselves up. Now we're learning not to talk in lack, right? Because energy is everything, right? And we attach energy to that, right? We can't hope for something. This is what a good example. You can't change what you're eating and start working out because you want to reach a goal, and then pick yourself apart every time you cross the mirror and see something wrong with you. You are totally working against energetically what you want, and you will never get there. And then what happens? It's a snowball. We get upset, we get frustrated, we get irritated, we start beating up ourselves more, and it breeds more of the problem. Okay, that's one of the best scenarios I can give. I can give them 1,000 different ways, but that's the one that really gets everybody. I used to be that, right? Now when people say, well, how do you keep your weight down? If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. I talk to my body. I say I love you every morning. Over a years now, I've said that. And that's why I stay healthy. Body, stay happy, healthy, and hearty. Body, I love you. Sometimes I walk by the mirror and be like, oh, bitch, I love you. And that's what you do. You got to fall back in love with you, right? The first relationship is about you and you. And if you don't love you, if you don't love money, if you don't realize money, you are obsessed with me. Money, I love the healthy relationship we have, right? I'm experiencing a healthy relationship with money every time I look at my bank account. Before it looks like that, right? Why it's sitting in the negative? Because it's overdrawn. I'm real. I didn't dealt with all of that. You speak that and you say, oh, I'm so grateful for all this financial stability. That's how you regenerate things. That's how you transmute energy. You don't give energy to the problem, right? A lot of times when we see that same negative balance, we feel all of this lack and negative and things that are low vibration and that are not of the spirit who created you. And so then we totally disconnect, and then we're giving energy to the problems, to the low vibration, and that's what stays in our life. And that's why financial lack stays a lot, because you don't spend any time or energy thinking about or writing out the life that you're happy for, writing a letter of gratitude about you're so grateful for how your life is now in all of those areas. I promise you. And then reading that every day is connecting to energy of what you want. That's how you activate faith. That's how you manifest. That's how you bring it home. But we have to be taught that, because society teaches us totally different, to focus on it. You tell your friend you have a money problem, they're going to talk about their money problems. Ain't nobody talking about the faith. Ain't nobody talking about what to do about it, right? And that's how we stay where we at. So let's see what else. This got a little longer than what I thought it would, but sorry I came on so late today. What other messages? It says, you have something important to share. Didn't I say that only you can do what you can do? I cannot make this shit up. I I swear every time I say something before a card, one of these cards that I pull from, or one of these decks that I pull from, that's why I love to pull from different decks so that you can see infinite spirit is in everything. We're asking what we ask, and it's going to tell us, right? Period. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anyone stop you. Get rid of them, right? It's time to clear up anyone that's in your way of your passions, your desires, what you want, and being the best version of yourself. That's what it is time for, okay? What else? One more. I think that says it all. We'll see if one more comes out. And it did. Expansion. Yep. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. That's why. And that's why we are transmuting energy. And our gifts are starting to expand or grow or show or connect with us as well. You understand the connection between all things. Absolutely. I swear I said this already too. That we're realizing that everything is connected. That is so infinite spirit in all. And that us opening our eyes to that is helping us change the game and us live a better life. The life that we came here to experience. So that's what I have for you. I love the light in you. See you tomorrow. Bye.